And we are back. Nimrandir coming back for some more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. You'll notice that our protagonist, Helwig the Last Warrior, is alone, because we're at the Defender's Heart. I will give you some good news, everyone. I took the liberty of going ahead and doing, like, a lot of my inventory clean out off camera, so, yeah. But while I was here, I noticed some stuff. So you remember people we've collected along the way, they're actually joining us. I think it's kind of neat that the system is showing us that when we, help somebody, they come help us. So we've got these, Desnan clerics that we helped earlier. Here's Joran, where I dumped all my stuff. And yeah, the thieflings from earlier. You see, they're scrawny and energetic and antsy, and also scrawny. Anyway. So before we go inside, I did notice Joran had a text piece that I thought we might want to take a look at. So, hello, what can I do for you? And so if you know who's who in the city, maybe you can tell us something about Count Arenday. I'll tell you, why not? Everyone knows the story, you see, but you could say that I'm the one who found it, in a way. The Arendays are a very wealthy and ancient line, and they hail from the outlying areas of Canabras. That's where the Arenday family seat is, along with their ancestral lands. In the past, if Mendev was ever feuding with Sarkoris or some clan from there was causing trouble, the Count and Countess Arenday were the ones who would defend the border with their soldiers. Their main residence was called Heaven's Edge. It still stands to this day, north of here, on the road toward Dresden. No one lives there now. Around 10 or so years ago, there was a grand celebration held at the estate. The mother and the guardian of the current Count invited the great and the good to celebrate his birthday. The entire Arenday clan was there, as well as many other nobles. Then, without warning, the demons struck. Clearly, they couldn't ignore such a perfect opportunity to cut down so many of Mendev's great dynasties in one fell swoop. There was even a chance that the queen herself would make an appearance, for she was related to the Count as well. Well, when no news came from the estate, a troop of inquisitors was sent to investigate. I don't think they meant for that to rhyme, but whatever. They forced open the gates and discovered a manor full of corpses. They all perished, Joran says sorrowfully. Servants, the guards, the guests, including some of Yamadei's chosen clerics and paladins. Helwig would probably want to ask at this point about the whole paladin thing, because paladins are generally if they're high level, they're like immune to disease, so that's a pretty serious disease. Anywho, the demons had unleashed a magical plague, terrifying and strange, the likes of which hadn't been seen before or since. And among all this was young Darren Arenday, the only survivor. The Count had a talent for divine magic since his youth, healing magic in particular, and that must be why he didn't die along with the rest. He couldn't explain how he survived the disease. I saw him that day, when they brought him into the city, pale and barely conscious of his surroundings. So, that's the story. Since then, Heaven's Edge has stood abandoned, sealed off to the outside world. People are still afraid to go near the place. Alright, so the rest of this we've seen before, so I should go. Torag, watch over you. If you need something from me, don't be afraid to stop by. Fortunately, I'm kind of just shy of what I need to buy from him. So, now, here's my problem. I keep doing this. I keep walking back, like, away from the actual inn where I want to go. And I will confess, I've actually already been inside. I'm a role player at heart, and so I wanted to sell, like, the stuff that would go to the barkeep, like, I'm still carrying a bunch of, like, liquor. But, yep. So, walked in, and this happened. Yeah, all of a sudden, Helwig was taken over by a cutscene. So, the Defender's Heart greets me with unexpected liveliness. Beyond the walls of the tavern, the once bustling and festive city lies in ruins. But somehow, none of that can be felt within these walls. The people in the room are talking, laughing, raising toasts, even softly singing. It doesn't look like typical tavern revelry, but nor is it the grim vigilance of recent days. Sela waves to me. She's sitting at a table with a trio you met previously, the knight, the half-elf, and the red-headed halfling. Helwig, come! Let me properly introduce you to Elon, Janna, and Curl, the fearless warriors of the League of the Inspiring Cart. Okay. I think she just made up that name on a whim, like right then. Sela pushes a mug of beer toward me and speaks softly. It was me who convinced Arabeth to use what Jana, Curl, and Elon found for a little party. If you look out the window, you might think the end times have come and the abyss has devoured us all. I thought some simple pleasures, good food and good company, could help keep the gloom at bay. Sela looks at me hesitantly, as if trying to gauge my reaction. See nothing wrong with making a little profit from this chaos. No. So, no, we will do the chaos thing. If I ever turn down merrymaking and good company, ha! Let's raise our mugs, my friends! Well, Curl says, wait, I'm not ready for another toast yet. It's not every day that I drink with paladins, knights, and sword lords. Sword lord being Jana in this case. Jana speaks up. Hey, are we just going to sit here with grim faces? I say we get to know each other a little better, so we have better reasons to toast. So, yeah, I gotta know this, but, how do all of you know Sela? I met my noble sister on the road to Canabras. I was returning from the south, from my fiancé, and was happy to be in the company of a paladin of Yamade. We said our farewells at the city gates, and I went north, along the road to Dresden, to my order's camp. His face grows grim at the mention. The demons attacked us there at the same time they struck Canabras, but we managed to fight them off. We hurried to the city's aid and joined forces with the Eagle Watch. All my fellow Houndhearts were wounded during the battle on the streets. I'm the last knight of my order who can still fight. It's so good to see Sela again. Every loyal heart counts these days. I met Sela at a tavern in Canabras. Well, before the attack, of course. She was one of the few who would sit at a table with the condemned. Knights usually don't even look at us. But Sela's different. I knew it the moment I saw her. That's what made me notice Sela, too. So I sat down to talk to her. I never understood why everyone treated the condemned so horribly, and I still don't. Our Curl is a great lad. So after that night, Sela and I went round the taverns together every day. The paladin who was in the taverns every day. Alright. Paizo's taking a little, you say, a freer interpretation of the paladins, but that's fine. Mendev is an amazing place. People from all over the world come here, for glory, redemption, or to help those in trouble. And they always find each other. This might be the best place in the world to find like-minded people and friends. That was a toast, in case you didn't notice. Clang, we clash mugs together or something. Alright, let's talk to Jana. She was the reason we went out there in the first place, right? How long have you been serving in the Eagle Watch? I signed up 4 days before the demon attack. Am I lucky or what? And she lets out a boisterous laugh. I get a feeling it almost sounds like a theatrical laugh, like, you can tell it's not 100% genuine, but yeah, anyway. I'm an apprentice of a famous fencing master from Mivon, and I learned a thing or two from him, believe me. I soon got bored of fighting off bandits and getting involved in the petty squabbles of the bickering river kingdoms. It's almost like I was in Kingmaker or something. I wanted a proper challenge. You can't find a better place than Mendev. And what do you know? The moment I arrived, the demonic evasion began. My father would say that's no accident. Fate brought me here. Alright, let's talk about Elon now. So, tell me about your order, Elon. The stories go, it's not very entertaining. I was born far to the south, in Andoran. I like Andoran. Country-wise, I can't remember if I said this, Andoran, like, in universe, you can sort of imagine, like, post-revolutionary America, but without the slavery. Like, Andoran is passionately anti-slavery. So, now at this point in the campaign setting, slavery's gone pretty much everywhere, which is not a bad call. I approve. But, anyway, back to Elon. I lost my parents early, led the life of a simple mercenary, but often questioned the path I had chosen. I'm proud of my sword skills. I enjoy training and drills, and I'm not afraid of battle. But risking my life for coin? It takes a special mindset to choose that lot with no regrets. You have to want to risk your blood. I saw too many of my friends die. I wondered if it was worth it. So in the end, I decided to choose another path. Now, if I'm going to lay down my life, at least it will be for a good cause. That's how I ended up in Mendev and became a squire for the Houndhearts. It's a small order. By tradition, it never has more than 12 members, and a new member is only knighted after one of the elders dies. Wow, okay. We patrol the lands along the Wardstone line and provide aid to travelers and settlers. Unfortunately, death is common among the Houndhearts. I became a full knight 2 years ago after laying my mentor to rest. But I'm content with my choice. My place is among the Crusaders. Alright, well, let's talk to Curl. How'd you end up among the condemned? I just did what everyone else was doing. I grew up in the slums where everyone stole a little, or maybe smuggled, or guarded stashes, so he stares into his mug gloomily. But I never killed anybody, and I never did anything really bad. I got caught stealing when they made me choose between prison and the condemned. Well, of course I didn't want to go to prison. I'm not that good a fighter, but as Norgorber is my witness, a thief can also be useful in a war against demons. Norgorber, huh? So yeah, Norgorber is not a good deity. He wears a lot of hats, but anyway. So Curl, back to Curl. I've always been a good scout. I can sneak under the nose of any monster. I don't know where my friends are now. We got separated when the demons rampaged through the city. Chin up, friend, Sela says. Whoever you were in the past, you're our friend now, and a crusader. Your skills will be useful to us. You'll see. Alright, well, let's talk to Sela. So, did you just call me over because, or is something the matter? I didn't just want to talk about today's celebration. You see, Elon is in trouble. I want to help him, and I don't know anyone else in the city I can turn to. His fellow knights were all wounded in battle. He shakes his head. Bad idea, sister. I told you, I don't want to bother anyone else with my problems. I need to handle them on my own. Oh, come on. Hiding your sadness from your friends is no way to live. Make us miserable with you. That's what friends are for. Curl is right. Helwig helped me find you. Without his help, I'd still be looking for you all over Canabras. So, Elon, come on. Stop being so stubborn. I feel like a song from Greece should burst out here, but tell me more. The young knight shakes his head. In all truth, I do not wish to impose. My problems are just minor troubles. The Paladin of Yamade and her friends certainly have more important things to do, especially now that Canabras has been overrun with demons. Sela comes back. If I've learned anything in life, it's that there's nothing minor about good and evil. She begins seriously, but then a smile lights up her face. Take the three of you, for example. It seems like all you did was save one cart from some lesser demons. But look at how many people are happy now. That feat will never be sung of in songs, but who knows? Maybe thanks to this one joyous hour of peace and rest, the defenders of Canabras will find the strength to protect the city. She catches her breath. I talk too much, don't I? Well, Sir Elon, I want to help you, and my reputation as a holy warrior of Yamade won't suffer if it's more of a minor adventure than a glorious feat. Elon sighs and seems a little embarrassed. All right, I'll explain. The life of a crusader has given me more than just a purpose and a chance to serve a righteous cause. When I abandoned the life of a mercenary and came to Mendev, I gained something else I never expected. It's here that I met, may all the ladies here forgive me, the finest girl in all the world. It's a miracle she found any love in her own heart for a bungler like me. But I'm not about to let this miracle go. Not even the demon lord Descari and all his demon army can stand in my way. Okay. Luckily, my beloved is now safely away from Canabras. For half a year, I've been getting up my courage to propose to her. I even ordered a ring from Derek Sunhammer, the best jeweler in Mendev. Independent knightly orders live mostly off donations, and I'm not what you'd call rich. So I so want to make Kiana happy. It took me 3 months to find a jewel the same shade as her eyes, and twice that long to scrape together enough money. Master Derek's work was worth it, but I lost the ring during the demon attack, and I'll probably never find a worthy replacement. I was hoping it's not one of the rings I sold already. Anyway. The ring is most likely still at the Houndheart's camp outside the city. Elon and his friends didn't have time to pack up their camp. First the demons ambushed them, and then they rushed off to help Canabras. I think we should at least go there and check. Not right now, of course, but once the situation in the city is under control. Well, what could we run into? My friends and I killed 2 large demons attacking the camp, then strode straight to the city without spending any more time cleaning up the rest of their band. It was only a few imps, but they might still be at the camp. Of course, this was a while ago. Our camp was attacked at the same time as the Wardstone in the main square, and I haven't been back there since. Of course Helwig will help. Yes. Young love. Helwig himself in his character art looks like he's like 50, but, you know. Sela puts her hand on my shoulder. Thanks for agreeing to help. Elon is a good man and a true knight, and I think the world should repay those who were so devoted to doing good. Let's help him so he can propose to his beloved the way he wanted. And I'm presuming after we deal with the city, Houndhard campsite has now been revealed. A secret is revealed. Anyway. Sela, I hope you can convince Irabeth to let me go with you when you do this. I don't want to be parted from my friends. Of course, if the League of the Inspiring Cart has come together in this dark hour, we must continue onward together. Alright, well, so, did we get experience for that? Got 150 XP, awesome. So we completed that quest. So if we take a look here. So in terms of stuff in here, so we have the League of the Inspiring Cart. So yeah, when the city is no longer in danger, we can go visit the camp. Obviously that won't happen for a bit. Nenio has got something for us. Stolen Moon wants to... That's the one where we need to take Woljif to go talk to the Thieflings. That might be our next move. I don't know. Let's see. We have the Outcast, where we can go talk to Forn and let him know that Kaelessa got away. Got away in, like, copious quotes. So we've gotten some defenders here, because, yeah, we've got some Thieflings and Clerics. I think there's some other options available. We still need to visit the Blackwing Library. That's probably where we'll go next. We could go scout out the Tower of Estrad, Horgus Gwurm's house with Camellia. So we have some options. So I guess...
All this waiting bores me.
Before we go talk to Forn, let's check up with our companions. How does Camellia feel about being sent back here? Greetings. The neat smile on her lips disappears so quickly you almost wonder if you imagined it. Okay. So, I think we did the tell me about yourself, but we'll check. You want to know more about me than you already do? Why? She arches a dainty brow. I talk to the spirits of this tormented land, and they guide me in battle. I'll help you fight the demons, and I swear that you can rely on me in this matter. Isn't that sufficient? Anyway, as much as I enjoy our delightful conversations, the spirits are calling me, and I must respond. Please excuse me. Camellia turns away, watching me out the corner of her eye. Okay. She no like me. That's okay. I'm still not 100%, sold on Camellia. Like I still have the suspicion that something's going to happen there. That, invisible alignment thing. Alright. Let's talk to Nenio while we're here. Boy, am I pleased with you. I asked you to bring me to safety, and that's exactly what you did. Indeed, having a follower to aid me is most efficient and, frankly, pleasing. With you on hand, I shall conquer new horizons, plumb the depths of knowledge hitherto unknown, and scale the dizzying heights of future discoveries. She then stops to catch her breath. What I mean is, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude. I foresee immense potential in our future cooperation. What exactly do you mean by future cooperation? Hand in hand, we will unravel the greatest mysteries inaccessible to the minds of ordinary people. Just imagine it. I, leading the way, proudly staring into the faces of the gods themselves, and you, my loyal follower, walking behind me every step of the way, writing down my deepest thoughts and admiring the profundity of my intellect. What about Hellwig says that he's like a scribe? That's just comical. I'm trying to figure out the if we hold hands... Oh, hand in hand. Sorry, I was trying to figure out that bit. Yeah, so... But, yeah, I don't see Hellwig saying effusively, so yeah, let's go with that one. You were the catalyst, which, when it reacts with my intellect, will allow the latter to grasp the very essence of the universe itself. Did she just skip over that part? Like, she wasn't even listening. Okay, so now we'll go with this one. I'm trying not to be mean, but you always express your delight so effusively. What? Who are you? Nenio stares at me for a while, bewilderment in her eyes, but then is replaced by recognition. Oh, yes, my new follower. So, what am I supposed to do? Oh, yes. I must provide some verbal encouragement for your as yet modest achievements, and try to induce you to strive for more of such encouragement. That is the principle that underpins any training. She's trying to do operant conditioning on me. Okay. Sure, why not? She frowns, but only for an instant. Ah, I see. Your modest nature was unsettled by the overabundance of my gratitude. I do apologize for putting you in such an awkward position. I will never praise you again, unless I forget. But let's get back to the business at hand. Your new assignment will be to take me to the inconspicuous ruins that are located in an even more inconspicuous valley lying between Canabras and Dresden, as soon as it is reasonably practicable. I'll mark the place on your map with a large red cross, so you won't forget it. So yeah, what's special about these ruins again? I'm glad you asked. This is my greatest hypothesis, my secret project. I won't pass up the opportunity to share it with you, because you are my most loyal follower, also my only follower, and you are worthy of possessing such knowledge. Ninio rubs her nose. And also because you are the first person to ever ask me about it. Some time ago, I was walking around the border of the World Wound, and I met a strange person. He was wearing a frayed gray robe, and his face was hidden behind an odd white mask. Of course, I didn't miss the opportunity to ask him about the reasons for his absurd appearance. And do you know what he said to me? He said, "I am the answer, but what is the question?" Then he walked off in the direction of the World Wound. The next day, after I had already forgotten about the first encounter, I had another similar encounter. This time I met an elven woman, judging by the pointy ears sticking out from behind the mask. "I am the answer, but what is the question?" she said, before taking off toward the World Wound. And then I realized. Everything became clear to me. I know a mystery when I see one. Consider this one of my myriad talents, rubbing the tip of her nose. Wondering what that means. You know, after all these geysers weren't simply on their way to a costume party, were they? After examining several maps, I determined that they were all heading in one direction, to a place not far from Canabras, a place which is marked as nameless ruins, even on ancient Sarkorian maps. Oh dear. Are we going to the Nameless City? Nothing good happens when you go to the Nameless City. Look up the Lovecraft book if you want to know, but, well, not a book, short story, you get the idea. That's where I need to go. Unraveling the secret of that place will be my greatest discovery. It will secure my place in history, or perhaps even in legend. What do you expect to find there? I haven't the slightest idea. If I knew what was hidden there, I wouldn't be so eager to go. Fair enough. How do you know where we have to go? Do you know how to find a beehive in a forest? You need to catch 2 bees, set them free in 2 different locations of the forest, and remember the directions they fly in. Then you take a map and draw lines showing the bees' routes. The place where the lines intersect will mark the location of the beehive. Fascinating, yes? By the way, forest bees do not make any honey. Ninio sighs. Huh. Okay. I mean, yeah, she's kind of triangulating. That checks out, sure enough. I used the beehive principle here, too. For a couple of months, I tracked the strange people in the masks and observed the direction in which they were traveling. I collected the coordinates, mapped their estimated routes, and made a discovery. All the routes intersected at the Nameless Ruins, not far from Canabras. You know, these ruins may just turn out to be ruins. Seems reasonable. Ninio shrugs. In that case, we'll write this experiment off as a failure and start another one. I don't know which experiment I'll try next. So, why do you need me? Okay, sure. Ninio's eyes seem ready to pop out of their sockets in surprise. Don't you see? This is a legendary, secret place. Who knows what may happen to me after I lift the veil and uncover the workings of the universe. My mortal body may be unable to contain all that knowledge. Or perhaps I will ascend and become equal to the gods themselves. She is really high-flying on this. I need you to write down everything that happens and report my fate to the interested parties in Absalom. And don't forget to praise me as I deserve while you're there. Okay. Well, now you know. So off we go. I'll bet she did mean to rhyme, but she frowns. Did I just make a rhyme? There we go. This is what I get for not reading ahead, huh? Perhaps I've discovered poetic talent in myself. Let's conduct an experiment. Quickly, say any word and I'll try to find a rhyme for it right away. Science. Now that's when thinkers make alliance. Intellectual defiance. Not the best rhymes, don't you think? Well, this experiment was unsuccessful. We learned that I have no poetic talent after all. I mean, she did manage to make a rhyme, but it's no reason to despair. Having a gift of poetry in addition to my inexhaustible intelligence would have been a little bit too much. Besides, I'm catastrophically busy. I have no time to spend on writing poetry. So tell me about yourself. I'm an explorer, pilgrim, a yet-to-be recognized scientific luminary, future author of the Encyclopedia Galarianica, and rector of all Absalom's universities at once. Future rector, I should say. Speaking in one breath as if reeling off a practice monologue. One we've actually already heard. I remember I asked her this apparently like when we met her. Because I remember this precise bit of text. So, anyway. That information should be enough to satisfy your curiosity, because I doubt I will be able to tell you more than that. You see, the brain of any given individual can only contain a limited amount of facts. I only expend my memory on things that are truly important. Laws of thermodynamics, divine esoterica, planar geography, things that will lead Galarian to a brighter future. She rubs her nose. There's a lot of nose rubbing. Besides, what if I make a great discovery, but I won't be able to remember it because my memory is full of outdated or useless information? What a nightmare that would be. What a loss for the whole of Galarian. Yeah, what's this encyclopedia you're working on? The Encyclopedia Galarianica. Galarianica. Yeah. It doesn't roll off the tongue, does it? We published in 100 volumes, 1,000 pages each, plus the author's addenda, appendices added by future co-authors, and critical commentaries. Addenda indexation is still in question. Enio looks slightly embarrassed. I just like the number 100, but I'm not sure that I'll be able to keep within the established word limit. It will be a magisterial piece of scholarship that will become a part of the mandatory curriculum of every educational institution worth mentioning. In it, I intend to describe every object, item, event, fact, and personality that is present on, or at least somewhat related to, Galarian. My calculations show that I've completed no more than 1% of this monumental book. Okay. Where are you from? That information is irrelevant. I've decided to forget it. Okay. How can you just decide to forget important pieces of information? This is just one of my many talents. The secret is to stop thinking about the thing you want to forget. And the main thing is not to remember anything and you don't need. To filter it. To get right to the essence. I'll teach you someday. Unless I forget. Do you remember your parents, your past? Or is that all irrelevant too? All of it is irrelevant in the grand scheme, on the grand scale of world history. I have no reason to remember such things. Forgive me for saying this, but you're out of your mind. Yeah, we'll just be nice. Yeah. Enio stays silent and gives me a puzzled look. What? What are we talking about? Yeah, so... I'm wondering if I would have gotten that no matter what. But, so how'd you become a scientist? That information is irrelevant. I've decided to forget it. So she's forgotten both of those entries. Okay. Circle tattooed on your shoulder. What does it mean? Enio casts a sidelong glance at her shoulder. Oh, that. I do not remember the circumstances of its creation, but I like it. I prefer to think of it as a zero, null, nothing, a center point, origin of coordinates. It reminds me how much of the unknown world there is to explore. You don't remember how you got this tattoo? That information is irrelevant. I've decided to forget it. Of course she has. Alright, well, there we go. So, alright, so, what were we talking about? Yeah, that's not worth it. We know how she's going to react. So, yeah, I should go. Enio produces a crumpled piece of paper from her sleeve and takes some notes on it. This conversation lasted approximately 5 minutes. She lifts her chin. By the way, did you know that that is the exact same amount of time the Inquisitors of Canabras need to find a defendant guilty? Wow. Anyway. But to shake off Inquisitors chasing you takes 5 times as long. That experiment proved that running while clad in heavy armor is not burdensome for them at all. Way to go, Nenio. She ran from the Inquisitors. Okay. Awesome. Alright, well. We've been going for about half an hour. Thanks, Nenio. That went for a really long time. So, you know, We got some other people to talk to. I guess we have Darren, the new person. Woljif has been set free. We got stuff going on here. There's Anevia. There's Lan. Anyway, so yeah, we've got some other party members to talk to before we crash and take a nap. So this is a good place to press pause in my game and press pause on the video. Once again, thanks for watching. Feel free to check out the rest of the Nimrandir Plays Wrath of the Righteous series to see what's brought our intrepid warrior and his comrades back to the Defender's Heart in the middle of a ruined city. And we will catch you next time.